Yesterday I said I was going to run and I walked. So today I'm going to say I'm going to go for a walk and maybe I'll run. So as I'm winding down 2024, I do a lot of reflection and assessing of like things that took place this year. I don't have any losses, right? So with big risks come big rewards or big lessons, but I'm never taking a loss, right? And with that said, I'm always trying to see like, what is it that I need to change? What is it that I want to be different as I move into the new year? And so one of those things is pursuing certifications, right? And so I have a wealth of knowledge, especially in project and program management, even product development and all that. And I'm trying to figure out what certifications do I want? And in order to even figure out those certifications, I got to kind of like develop, I don't want to call it a life plan, but like kind of make my own little career pathway of, okay, where are you trying to be in the next 5 years when it comes to work? You know, like, are you trying to go senior level? Are you trying to be in C-suite? Are you just trying to move from middle management to senior management? Are you trying to be in upper middle management? Like all that type of stuff. Do I want to be an individual contributor? Meaning, do now I want to do the work? Do I actually want to be the people that are in these teams that I supervise or manage? And so I've been kind of figuring out what I want to do. And that's also like, what do I want to make, right? How much money do I want to make? So that's something that I keep in mind. And with that, y'all know I am very big on utilizing Claude AI to kind of help flush out a lot of thoughts that I have. And so the other day, I kind of put my resume in Claude AI and was like, hey, you know, this is how much money I want to make. This is kind of like the trajectory in where I'm trying to go. And I would like for you to create an aggressive yet realistic certification plan for me for 2025. Like, which one should I pursue? Now, hear me when I say this. There's people that just go and chase a whole bunch of certifications, don't have experience. I am not doing that. I have a lot of experience, and I want the certifications to kind of, you know, be the things where it's like, oh yeah, she not new to this, she true to this. So I'm not telling people to just go certification crazy, but I'm telling you, like, pair that certification with experience. I did the legwork in getting the experience. Now let's go back and get the certs so we can be more marketable, right? For instance, I am a project manager, but I've operated as a Scrum Master because I understand Scrum. I've done the sprint ceremonies and all that type of stuff. And I don't have any type of Scrum Master cert. And so some jobs, I will say, like, you know, they copy and paste their job descriptions, and because it doesn't have the Scrum Master certification on my resume, I'm counted out. When the reality is, I've been doing the work already. So that's kind of like my reasoning for, okay, let's start figuring out what certs we want to get. And not just like that, but also in like the technology that we use. So I don't know the proper language for it because it's not coming to my mind right now, but there's certifications attached to like software, different, you know, domains and stuff. So you can get like cloud certifications to make your resume better. You can get, what other ones have I seen? ServiceNow certifications. You can get Salesforce certifications. These are software, but it's like you're not just a project manager, you're a Salesforce project manager. So that being niched in that type of space makes you marketable in that specific realm. So a lot of thinking and stuff. And so Claude kind of created like a little plan of different certs that he believes that I should get or I should pursue. And I'm going to show y'all the ones that he kind of called out for Q1, which I'm not surprised that he called those out because they were part of my list. I'm just kind of surprised that he's like, hey, grab these first, like quick. So for Q1, Claude is recommending that I pursue a Scrum certification and a cloud certification, and gave reasoning behind it. They said that these two certs will provide a significant immediate impact when it comes to looking for roles, and it's telling me how long it takes to prepare for those certifications. And so the Scrum certification, these build on my existing PMP and demonstrate deeper agile expertise, which is crucial for higher paying tech roles. And then the AWS certified cloud practitioner, which is so crazy because I've been talking about this since last year. Oh my gosh. And it was telling me to do that one, and even potentially go forward with the solutions architect certification, because these are highly valued in enterprise environments and complement your experience with Salesforce and Microsoft platforms. And this is the reason why I uploaded my resume, because I wanted it to see what experience I already have, what skills I already have, so we can just kind of elevate that when someone is looking at my resume, or even when I submit my resume in the applicant tracking system, the system understands like, oh, we are certified in AWS. We got the cloud certifications. So yeah, she's a good candidate to push forward and not automatically reject in the system. So those are the certs I'll be focusing on Q1. Claude gave me pretty much 2 certs per quarter. That made sense. And 2 other ones that they recommended I already had on my initial list, but it was just the way in which they're saying like it makes more sense to get that later down the line. Like if we want to like hit the ground running, let's go in with these other 2 for Q1. So appreciate that. And then another thing that I asked Claude to do was I wanted him to let me know the cost of those certifications, and I wanted him to provide me with resources to prepare for those certifications, and I wanted him to provide me with some type of resource that could potentially give me an exam voucher, so I made sure that it knew where I was located, and to see if there were any programs or anything locally that I could attend, or that I could apply to get like a grant or waiver or whatever. And I'll show you what that looks like. All right, so this is the breakdown that Claude gave me. You see, it says AWS Cloud Practitioner, exam costs $100. So it told me how much. Then it gave me a list of resources to help prepare for the exam. It gave me free resources as well as paid resources. And then if you go further down towards the last 2 bullet points, it tells me these companies provide exam discounts, voucher discounts, or training programs that I may want to consider. And then for the next one, you see the same thing for the Scrum Master. It tells me the cost, and it tells me paid and free resources. So I'll be documenting my process with pursuing those certifications and studying for them, but that documentation will take place on YouTube. So if you do not have me on YouTube, you need to go right now, like run over there, because that's where the bulk of my content will be, especially with talks of this app no longer being available. I don't know how true that is, but understand that YouTube is kind of where you're going to see a lot of that, as I do more day in the life, week in the life, kind of showing you the behind the scenes, because I don't really want to do that here on TikTok too much. With that said, what certifications have you guys considered getting? What certifications do y'all already have? Do you even think that it makes sense? Have y'all tried the going into Claude AI or even ChatGPT or whatever, AI software to review your resume to kind of see what makes sense? Have you created a career pathway for yourself? Like, yes, you want a job now, but what are you trying to do for the next 5 years? You get what I'm saying? I've done a lot of contract work in the last 4 years. So I've been building up a lot of experience, learning a lot of different tools, learning so many different systems. And I think now I can really try to plant some roots somewhere, which is why I want to do more of that marketable certification. So y'all know, like, hey, I'm one of them ones.